Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back, Aries. All right, so let's take a look at how they see Aries right now. Also, just FYI, guys, tomorrow, the Monday the 13th, I will be going live on both channels and doing some storytellings again for members and subscribers. Okay, so keep your notification bells turned on. I know we did this last Monday, but we're going to do one more round of it. I can never get to everybody, so I thought we'll do one more round also. All right, so how do they see Aries? Five of Wands, Lovers, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Coins in the reverse. They see Aries as getting over them. They see Aries as thinking through things, discovering that maybe this person has like poor opinion of their own, like, like kisses or something like that, and be like, I'm sure that Aries has figured out by now that there's more romantic people out there than me, or there's somebody that's more attractive than me, there's somebody with whatever, better abs, better hair than me. And I bet you anything Aries is forgetting all about me. Aries is working hard, and they're realizing that they're meeting other people. I wonder if this is like they see Aries as having moved to a different city. I mean, heck, this could be like a long distance relationship, or now that Aries is somehow out of their life, they're like, Aries is going to discover that there's so many better people out there than me. Um, I don't really know why they're thinking along those lines. Action of Pentacles, Seven of Cups in the reverse, the World upright, and the Seven of Pentacles sideways. This almost feels like a story for like younger individuals, like high school sweethearts, and then they go away to college, and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm not even going to see them again for a couple of years. And they'll have changed so much, and they will have found, everything that they want, and it won't be me. And whatever, in 7 to 10 years, we'll bump into each other again. But it'll this is our departure point. This is where our lives segment, and they go right and I go left. And that's just how it's going to be. And, did Aries move away or something? Valenti, Patricia, so great to see you guys. We've got the Four of Cups and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This almost makes me think, did they actually, like, do they have a debt to pay to society? Is this actually a storyline where maybe they got themselves in trouble? Maybe they have to go away for a bit. Maybe they're going to jail. Maybe they're going to detox. Maybe there's something that's taking them out of the equation. This this feels like they think that they were a drain to Aries. They feel like I was taking too much anyway, and by the time I get back, by the time I've sorted myself out, it's going to be too late. But maybe that's just as well, because I wouldn't have wanted to drain Aries anymore. Where are you going, character? Where are you keep going? We get the Lovers sideways. Boy, they'll never forget Aries. We can see that. The Tower upright, something went belly up in their life. I almost feel like this is a story where somebody got themselves into some trouble. And they might be making way too big out of this. It might be like, okay, so they got in trouble. They lost their license for a period of time. They're going to have to do some community service. It may not be like, oh gosh, they're going to jail for 7 years. It might be something so much smaller. It might be that they got fired from a job and they were on the same team with Aries, but they really were getting a chance to build a relationship with Aries, and now they're not going to be around Aries every day. Something about, like, there's definitely some energy of separation, or they either are the ones who had the upheaval in their life and it's taking Aries away from them, or they're being taken away from Aries. And it's like they're right now appreciating how much they really cared about Aries now that something in their life has collapsed. I will say that Lover's card sideways concerns me, and the fact that the Lover's card we already had, which is a card of choice. They think Aries is going to find somebody else. I don't know. Was this person like on a holiday and they met Aries and they started a lover's connection, but now they have to go back to their real life? And it's like, man, I have somebody else. And yet, Aries was this opportunity for me to, like, maybe they were out of town working for a chunk of time or something. And they were like, man, I could have built a new life here with Aries, but the job contract is ended and now I'm going back. And yeah, I kind of conveniently forgot that I had somebody else kind of waiting for me. And I didn't really look, I don't love this story. I'm not going to lie. All of this feels like somebody who's like rolling over and saying, well, it's probably better anyway. But man, I'm going to miss this Aries and what could have been. But, we're going to be at a distance. But man, I realize how much I was really interested. But I don't know that I don't see any direct intentions here. Why did you not have direct intentions? Embodiment of Swords here. God, they're saying, well, I was getting ready to change some stuff with that butterfly. That's the King of Swords. So they could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Action of Swords, but I didn't do it fast enough. I didn't tell Aries my plans fast enough, or I didn't change my life fast enough. They're saying I didn't want to look like a player. Okay, so maybe this is the person who never really built with Aries, and now they're feeling like now it's too late. I didn't build with Aries. I worked together with them for 3 months. I was a temp job. I was only in town for a bit, but man, I can see what I could have had with that Aries. Like they're everything that I would have wanted. But I kind of waited to the last second to acknowledge I need to make some changes in my own life so that I can say this to Aries. I needed to do that faster. I feel like they missed the opportunity, and they see this situation like a missed opportunity. Is it though? Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. It's interesting because if they were to dedicate themselves to saying, I can't let this be a missed opportunity, they could probably turn this battleship around and still have a chance to say, Aries, I should have asked you out. Well, I could have. Listen, there's stuff in my life I got to tidy up. Can I talk to you? Can I reach out to you? Can we stay in contact? Because I want to ask you out in a way that I didn't before. But instead, they're only seeing the obstacles. So it kind of feels like if they were to dedicate themselves to this, instead of dedicate themselves to looking at where the obstacles are, hey, it's too late, I didn't make my move, and it's probably better this way, and I'm sure Aries will end up in the arms of some other great lover, and it's going to be Aries, life is just going to move on, and they'll forget all about me. If they're ready to let Aries go, then by all means, this is where the story stops. Let me just take a look at Aries. How did Aries look at this? Two of Pentacles. Oh, there was a shared energy, but both people kept their emotions hidden. Seven of Swords, or Aries pretended that they didn't know how this person was looking at them with that King of Cups. Then we got an Eight of Cups and a Queen of Swords. I think one of two things. I think Aries did have some vibes for them. I think that there were some shared vibes. But Aries is like, I'm not about to say anything. If they're going to let me go, and maybe Aries is even like, they should let me go. I can't get tangled up with them. Maybe Aries is also like, I've got somebody else also. I mean, it could have been that. This could be two people that are already in connections. Life threw them together. Maybe let's give a scenario. Two people are traveling for business. They wind up, interacting for like 2 or 3 weeks as they're all at the same training seminar, but they live in different places, in the country or something. And it's like, okay, we spent 2 or 3 weeks together. We had a vibe, but you know what? I've got somebody waiting at home. You've got somebody waiting at home. We're not going down this road. That's almost what this feels like. We've never had this kind of a story for Aries. Death card in the reverse, Ten of Pentacles sideways. Look, if Aries is living a happily ever after with somebody else, by all means, don't wreck a good thing to, have some fling elsewhere. On the other hand, if Aries is saying, I can't have a fling because I'm with somebody still who adores me, but I haven't told them that it's over yet, so I will not step out on them because I'm going to handle it really well. And if somebody actually loves me, they need to make a move toward me honorably as well. This all feels like I can't step any, like blur any lines. If things are unfinished, then those things need to be finished first. We have too many murky situations here. Either Aries is unsure about this person who's attracted to them, but Aries simultaneously might also have some other relationship that they're not going to be remaining in, but that hasn't been wrapped up yet. It just says nothing is a wrap. Also, this story isn't necessarily over for Aries, but we also don't have any kind of certainty in this. Everything is still up in the air. When it comes to this person, is Aries actually interested in them? Judgment and temperance, it almost says, I'm hearing that song, Our Day Will Come. It's not Dion, is it Dionne Warwick? I will talk to them again. I don't know how it will feel when I do, but I know I'll see them again. I know I'll interact with them again. Our chance isn't over, or our situation isn't over yet. But we also don't have any peace, calm, or answers in this storyline at this moment in time. Let me go back to them for a second and say, do you concur? Do you feel like things are not quite over with Aries? Page of Cups, Queen of Wands. This is them already knowing at some point they're going to probably give in and be like, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't reach out, but I needed to talk to you. They're definitely, I think it's going to be Aries who hears from them with a, like, I'm sorry if I shouldn't have reached out, but I couldn't help it. Oh yeah, Queen of Pentacles. They might be reaching out at some point to say to Aries, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't reach out. I'm sorry that I actually have, either we work together or did work together, and so dynamics are weird, but I'm not trying to talk to you as a work-related situation. I respect you as that separately, but I'm talking to you right now as a person that I'm attracted to. They may be having to lay out guidelines for how they want to, it's almost like permission to speak, permission to speak freely. This is off the record, or this is not, business oriented. This is me as a person talking to you as a person. Knight of Cups sideways. I think that they're going to be hinting or downright asking, can they come see Aries? What would happen if we pursued things? What would happen if I traveled? What would happen if I was in your area, not for work? What would happen if I was in your area for work? This feels like they're going to be trying something. They may be not doing this until they are actually single. This could be, I've recently gotten divorced. I would say that's probably the better way for them to try to approach things with Aries, but that is still on the horizon. It's just in the snapshot of the moment. This is somebody who's acting like they got to let Aries go, and this is all probably for the good, but we don't really see this storyline with an ending. We see this as two characters in kind of a murky moment in their life, trying to act like they can let things go, when in fact, I think they're both in times of flux and transformation, and it remains to be seen how this story will actually go. So we don't have a direct answer. We just have two people that I don't think are going to be able to walk away from trying to figure out what are we to each other. But they also are going to, I think, handle things with quite a bit of thoughtfulness, and this is a stone that they can't leave unturned, but they also aren't going to do things that will foul up their whole life or run the risk of, hurting other people in the process. Honestly, for a very murky situation, I would say these characters are handling themselves with, the greatest, level of integrity, and trying to sort stuff out and do things as right as they can in a situation that's very shades of gray, is what I would say. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you again for being here. Bellen B, you were first in the house. Patricia, it's delightful to see you, love. Orion Star, hi, honey. Anisha Chatu, good morning, sweetheart. Moonbeam Wendy, a little night owl. Nice to see you, hun. Melon B, I'm so glad. We'll do Scorpio right after this, by the way. I'm going to get to all of the zodiac. So I've done everything tonight other than Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and Gemini. So I'm still going to get to those three right now. AJ, Rhonda, Walton. Hey, hey, darling. Thank you guys so much. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow as well. So for some storytellings over there on both channels. So I'll see you guys then if this is where we part ways. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the last three zodiacs. All right. Bye for right now.